Hey, you thought it was over. We're back. Part 2, standard form. Let's do it. Standard form, most common way you'll see a quadratic. We have the y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. No more h and k, but a, b, c. One thing I want to remind you, we talked about yesterday, but our a value is always the number right in front of x squared. It's always just the number. We do not put the variables. Your b is in front of the x, and your c is at the end. Standard form, a little different. It's a little harder to find the vertex, but luckily for us, there are some things that are a little bit nicer than vertex form. So how do we find the vertex with standard form? Well, we have this handy-dandy formula right here. X equals negative b over 2a. Remember that negative b means the opposite of b. So before you put your b in there, you need to make sure you flippity-flop it, kind of like what we did for h. After we have found the vertex, easy peasy. We find our max-min, our axis of symmetry, and our y-intercept. Y-intercept. Remember, what's nice is the y-intercept is whatever the c value is. All right, cool. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Example number 1. Let me make this a little bigger for you because I know you're on your teeny little screens, or maybe Kravitz has it up on the board. Hey, Kravitz, what's up? So here is f of x equals x squared minus 9x plus 18. Just like before, we need to first make sure. I need to find a, b, and c. Oh, almost said a, h, and k. A, b, and c. Okay, starting with the a value. Remember, it's never a variable. Don't put your variables down. Your a value is what's in front of x squared. Oh my gosh, there's nothing there. Psych, invisible 1. Write down your invisible 1 for a. Your b value is what's in front of the x. Don't forget that minus, negative 9. And your c value tagged on to the end, that's positive 18. Great, great, great. A, b, and c. We have a, b, and c, and now it is time to find our vertex. And we get to use that magical formula. X equals negative b over 2a. Okay, x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, the negative b means opposite of b. What's the opposite of b? Well, the opposite of b is a positive 9. We just flippity-flopped it. Over 2, which is always in our formula, times our a value, which is 1. See, I flippity-flop b, put it on top, and I plugged in a, or 1 for a. Let's simplify. This becomes 9 over 2, which is 4.5. We have half of our vertex. Remember, a vertex is a point. A vertex is always a point. So our vertex is going to be 4.5 comma something. We need to find that something. Okay? We can't just look at a, b, and c. The only way to find the y value that goes with our x value is to take 4.5, and we need to plug it in for both of our x's. Both of the x's. So wherever I see an x, I'm going to hug my 4.5 with parentheses, but everything will be the same. So 4.5 squared minus 9 times x, so 4.5. Plus my 18 at the end. Okay, everything is all nice and plugged in. I'm going to give you a second. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video because you need to practice using your calculators. I know you don't like the new calculators, but you'll get used to them, I promise. So plug it all in. Click enter. What did you get? Yeah? That's what I got too. I got negative 2.25. Okay, I got negative 2.25. This is the y value that goes with our x value. Squeeze it in there. So there we go. That is my vertex. Once we have the vertex, it's smooth sailing. It's time to determine, is this a max or a min, and what is our axis of symmetry. Now we have these wordings here, but we only have to worry about determining if it's a max or a min. So, just like before, my a value is positive. My a value is positive, so my graph points up to the sky. It's a happy guy. And we have a vertex down there at the bottom. which means this is a minimum, not a maximum. This is a minimum. Minimum. Its lowest value is negative 2.25, and this happens when x is 4.5, coming straight from the vertex. But you need to just know this is a minimum. Axis of symmetry, okay? We have our vertex, so we still follow the same rule. X is equal to whatever the h value, except not h value because this is standard form. The x is equal to whatever your x value is in your vertex. So here our x is equal to 4.5. Okay. Y-intercept. Remember last time we had to plug in 0, which you could do, but there's actually a shortcut for standard form. Instead of plugging in 0, all we have to do is look at our c value. Since our c value is 18, guess what? You got it. That is the y-intercept. Our y-intercept is at the point 0, 18. Remember, this is the c value. And y-intercepts always have a 0 at the start. All right, on to example 2. Make this a little bigger for you guys. So example 2, pause the video and figure out what is your A, what is your B, and what is your C. All right, you found your A, B, C. Nice. You paused the video, didn't you? Okay. A was -2. Okay, nice. Yes, I agree. What was your B value? -4. Yep. We don't flip it, remember. Don't flip it. It's just whatever it looks like. There's a negative in front. Don't forget it. And C, +3. All right, A, B, and C. We are ready for the vertex. Go ahead and write down your little formula. Opposite of B over 2A. And why don't you give it a go? Plug in the opposite of B on top. Plug in your A on the bottom. And figure out what is the x value of your vertex. All right, you found it? All right, let's go. Opposite of B was +4. On the bottom, I have 2 times what my A value was, -2. Let's do some simplifying. 2 times -2. Oh, you got -4, me too. 4 divided by -4 is -1. This is the beginning of my vertex, right? I have a -1. I need the missing parts. The only way to find the missing part is to take our x value and plug it in for x, which makes sense. It's an x value. We got to plug it in for x. So let's plug in our -1 in for x. -2 times -1 squared minus 4 times -1 plus 3. Awesome. All right, you plug that into the calculator. Remember, we always have to practice plugging it into the calculator. Let's pause the video and try to plug it into the calculator. Awesome, you plugged it in, you clicked enter, and you got 5, I got 5 too. That's the y value that goes with our x value. Here's our vertex. -1, 5. All right, so let's figure out, is this a max or a min? Ooh, A is negative this time, which means we're pointing down, which means we have a sad quadratic with a vertex at the tippity top. Because that vertex is at the tippity top, we have a maximum, not a minimum, maximum. Awesome. You tell me, what is your axis of symmetry? Remember, it always starts with x equals. Okay, good. Thanks. You reminded me. X equals, and it's always going to be whatever the x value in my vertex is. So we have x equals -1. Cool. Y-intercept. Remember, this one's a freebie. This one's really nice for us in standard form because it's whatever the c value is. Since the c value was +3, my y-intercept will be at the point 0, 3. Nice job. We have one more to go. Example number 3. Ooh, look, fractions are back. All right. we have 1/2 x squared minus 8x plus 3. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try all of them. Try the vertex, max or min, axis of symmetry, and y-intercept. Pause it, pause it, pause it. We need to try. Try your best. If it goes awesome, great. Pause it. You do it. Okay, pause the video. Will, I need you to pause the video. Come on, pause it. Pause it. 6th period, are you pausing the video? Or are you being loud for Kravitz? Pause it. Alright, sweet. You clicked play. Nice job, nice job. Here's what you got. You got A is equal to 1/2. Very good. You got B equals -8. Good. You remembered to see that negative. And you got C equals 3. Sweet, sweet. You plugged it into your special secret formula. Opposite of B over 2A. When you plug that in, the opposite of B was +8 over 2 times our 1/2. You simplified. 2 times 1/2 is 1. So your x value was 8. But you didn't stop there because you knew that was only half. That's only half of it. In order to find the other half, we have to take this and plug it back in for our x's. So you plugged it in and got 1/2 8 squared minus 8 times 8 plus 3. After you did all that, you made sure to take out your TI-84s and you plugged in this entire thing. After plugging in the entire thing and clicking enter, you got -29. There's my second half, -29, and there's my vertex. Okay. Max or min? Oh, nice. You got to draw a nice and happy quadratic because it's positive. When it's positive, it's happy. When it's happy, it has a minimum way down there at the bottom. This has a minimum. Cool. Axis of symmetry and y-intercept. These ones are easy peasy once you get through that vertex. Axis of symmetry is whatever your x value is. So we have x equals 8. Your y-intercept is always your c value, which was 3, which means it's the point 0, 3. Great job, great job, great job. That's the end of part 2. Second form, which was standard form, the most common. I'll see you in just a second when you click on the part number 3. Here we go.